showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. It's live and in color. Woo! Are you ready for some football?
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy, and joining me is my main man, Mr. Mikey, also known as the Apex Man. Mr. Mikey, how did you enjoy the first game of the 2023 preseason?
I will tell you, we were talking before we went live, and I don't normally watch a full preseason game, but I was invested today. I thought it was great.
Yeah, man. I watched from first quarter on, man. I didn't miss anything. Little sloppy in the beginning as far as tackling goes, but that's expected. It's week one of the preseason. It's going to be a little rust out there. But McDermott wasn't happy at halftime, nor he shouldn't.
Because and the reason is some of our starters, Ed Oliver, Greg Rousseau, got called for offsides.
Yeah, the Rousseau one was
same with the Kyer PI. I thought it was kind of touchy. But the Rousseau one I thought was just bullshit. His arm just happened to swing because he has 12 feet arms, swing into the neutral zone, so they threw a flag on him. I'm just like, okay,
right.
It's the refs preseason too.
It is. That's right. Even later on, Rousseau and Von Miller were actually talking to the ref because they were like, and I think Von Miller even told us, like, we need to know, like, what, because this is kind of crazy, like what we can do as defensive linemen. You know what I mean? Like, so what's good, what's legal, what's not legal, like everything, it always changes. So at least they did the right thing. Talk through, and this is, like you said, this is the time now to do it preseason, right? So, but yeah, I thought it was a little sloppy at times. I thought Tim Settle started really bad, slow, bad. I did not like what I saw early on, but he picked it up. You even mentioned that to me. So let's talk a little Tim Settle, because he was the one that was.
Yeah, well, we'll start with Tim Settle. He started in place of Daquan Jones, who is our starting one tech. So that's where he started next to Ed Oliver. He doesn't do really well in the one tech role. Then as the second team came out, Puna came in and he slid over to three tech. And that's when you started to see him pick it up. Because the three tech's job is to shoot gaps and get upfield and create havoc. The one tech's job is to just take on blockers and stuff. And what he was doing was he was trying to shoot gaps with two blockers on him, and he was getting out of his lane and they were running by him. So it was creating a issue for us. That's why I was like, why isn't Puna in there to start if Daquan's not out there? Because those are our two one techs. Settle, as much as he has the body type, much like Jordan Phillips has the body type to be able to be a one tech, they're both three techs, and they perform better at a three tech.
There's a bot in here, Mikey. So give me 1 second. Can you go ahead? Continue talk.
So let's kind of go through the position battles, right? So we'll go through them. We'll start with the quarterbacks. Kyle Allen, I thought was very boom or bust, and I know a lot of people in here. Spin comes in earlier and said he seemed like it was a hit or miss. No rhythm. Barkley had complete command of the offense. Barkley also has been here for 4 years and understands the offense. Kyle Allen's learning the offense. If Barkley had Allen's arm, Barkley would be a fantastic quarterback in this league. Be a great backup quarterback. Barkley's only downfall is he doesn't have a super strong arm, so he floats a lot of his passes.
Yeah, and it could work. Sometimes it works great, and sometimes it totally is not good. But I will say this though, I do want to see next week. I want to see Barkley get the opportunity to go in there before Kyle Allen to see what he can do against ones and twos, because I wasn't. Kyle Allen a little shaky today. He didn't do terrible, but he also didn't do good either. I thought he made some good plays, but overall, it's shaky, man. It's really shaky. The one play where he turned around and ran right into a defender. A couple of his passes,
tell me that didn't give you shades of young Josh Allen when he did that.
Oh, the turn around and run. Yeah, but that was a young 2018 Josh. Kyle Allen's been in the NFL. He should know better.
I know.
But either way, I thought he was a little bit he didn't go through his reads a lot. He was going trying to squeeze the ball in tight.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah.
He was looking for his first read, and then he let it go. Because our starters, let's just call it what it is. Our starting offensive line and receivers played a total of 6 snaps. Three the first time, which 2 counted, and we got a touchdown, and then 3 the second time, and then they were all gone.
Right, and I actually like how we started the game, which was more run based. So really, Kyle Allen didn't even get going until the second series, which was good. And me and you talked about that through text. I'm like, I want to see more of that. Let's get that run game going. Let's see what we have in the offensive line, and we'll get on that in a minute. But I thought they did very good, the offensive line group that we had in there with no Mitch Morse, by the way, right? So. Happy about that. Let's get to some of the comments we missed.
You know what?
I know there's a lot.
So if we can, let's make Daniel Gary's mod.
Yeah, you got. We'll do that later, but can you do that for me? You have access to that.
I'll look to see how we can do that, and we'll make him a mod so he can take care of the bots for us. Because that'd be super helpful.
Yeah, I already got rid of that one, by the way, guys.
So where do we want to start? I'm sorry, I was reading the chat.
Just go through the chat, go up. I'm sure we missed a bunch earlier on.
Yeah, so I don't think Allen had a horrible day. I thought he was up and down. You know, he played 2 in a series. The interception wasn't his fault. That bounced off Shaver's hands.
No, that wasn't his fault at all. I agree with that.
I thought he started a little rough and got better as he got into the flow of the game.
Right, got in a little bit of groove. I agree with that.
The problem is our starters were gone by the time he got in the flow of the game.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I still shaky with him.
Yeah, and so that impacted Dalton Kincaid. We saw Dalton Kincaid on 2 plays, 1 running play and 1 passing play, and neither one of them went to him.
I agree. There was a few. So here's my thought about at least when Kyle Allen was in there early on, when a lot of the starters were in there in the first couple series. So we didn't really get to see Kincaid, and I think you'll see more of him next week when Josh is in there, right? I think you'll see a little bit more Kincaid getting an opportunity to get the ball. I also didn't get to see Justin Shorter much. He was in there, but I didn't get to see because we weren't really throwing early on, which is fine, and I'm cool with that. But there were some players that didn't really get an opportunity that I think you'll see next week get an opportunity, at least on offense.
Yeah, which is also telling too. Because if they're not playing late into the game, which means they are higher on the depth chart,
right? And
so that's
Shorter
very
was
telling.
Shorter
he was out quick.
Yeah, bro.
Maybe he's closer to that lock that we were talking about yesterday than I thought he was. So it's one of those things. There's another stupid bot.
Really?
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. We can keep going.
It's all NFL related. You notice that?
I think we all wanted to see Kincaid more.
I'll get it.
But we also felt Kincaid wasn't really going to be showcased.
Yeah.
During the preseason, at least not until Allen's out there. I felt like today they had a game plan. The game plan was to get the running game going. So we talked about the quarterbacks. Let's talk about the running backs. James Cook came out, started out really solid. Had a 4-yard run, tough yards up in the middle. Then had the 8-yard run to the end zone. He ended up having, I think, what was it? What was his stats? Can you pull this? Let's pull this.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up them right now. We'll pull up everything. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so just go down to the running backs.
Yep. Let me pull that up for you.
So he had, 4 for 20?
Yeah, right there. So he was 4 carries, 20 yards, 5 average.
Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, he was solid. Latavius Murray looked really good. He looked really good.
I'm telling you, man, I'm sold on him early. You know, at first when we first signed him, Mikey, I was like, but looking at his stats and looking at how he's been staying pretty healthy, even though he's an aging running back, this is exactly the kind of players we needed in Buffalo. As far as a bigger back, one that I've been screaming for, and he is big, man. When he was there next to Kyle Allen, I was like, golly, bro, that's a big dude, bro, and he's a running back. Reminds me a little like Carlos Williams a little bit. Like he was our last bigger, kind of taller back. I think Carlos was 6'2". So love it, man. And he made some good plays on the pass game and running as well. So yeah, love him in there, and he's getting more of an opportunity now because Harris is hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, I have a feeling if he does that again next week, I have a feeling he's going to be the RB2.
I do too.
He's because he showed that he still has hands, and he has that big body to get us those short yards that we need. Yeah, he has some speed. So I mean, why do you need Harris is always good to have for later in the year, but man, he was super solid. So that's kind of.
You want to go to receivers?
No, hold on. Let's go back to the
running back.
Okay. Mims, I thought Mims looked really good.
Yeah, Mims wasn't bad in late in the fourth quarter.
I thought he looked better than Evans running the ball.
I'll tell you what. I thought Evans had a nice kick return, and I thought he shined over Andy Isabella, who was terrible today at returns, and he had multiple opportunities, and he did nothing with them. Now receiving, and which we'll get to later, I thought Isabella did fine. I thought Isabella looked pretty good. He didn't drop any passes, not that I remember. But returning kicks, he just was not. He just didn't really shine. He didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that.
But Evans had, like I said, that nice kick return later in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? That gave us good yards. To seal it. Exactly.
Set us up to seal the game. And don't give it back, which is nice. Okay. I'm trying to switch to give Daniel access to get.
You got to log in. You got to log into the dashboard.
Yeah. So, other than that, I thought the run game looked really good today. So let's go to the offensive line since we're talking about the run game. We saw that Osiris Torrance got the start at right guard.
I'll get this
with Mitch Morris. We need it. With Mitch Morris, right?
Yes, which I was surprised. I thought Morris was gonna. When I initially saw that he was at right guard, or they said it, I thought like you that Bates was gonna probably play center, and it wasn't. I think maybe just Morris trying to get some rust off. Maybe he wanted to play a little bit with the first team. Get a couple series in, but Bates did wind up going in at center. So
yeah, he was a second team center today.
Exactly.
But let's look at the starting offensive line. So we had Dawkins, McGovern, Morris, Torrance, and Brown. I thought they played fantastic. They only had 6 snaps together, but in those 6 snaps, they did really good in the run game. I thought the run game looked really good with them. And there was no pressure on the one pass.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember penalties. I could be wrong, but I don't. Right. Okay. So no penalties, which I love because those are drive killers, and we all know this. Right.
Well, there was an offsetting penalty, but I don't know if it was the offensive line that had it.
I don't remember. I don't think it was either. I think it was a receiver.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was a receiver. I don't remember who it was, but it was a receiver, I believe, on that play. But either way, I don't remember penalties, and I gotta say they pushed the defensive line back, and instead of getting pushed back, and for everyone that was maybe worried about Torrance, not worried, but wanted to see if Torrance could hold his own in pass blocking, he did freaking great. Like I didn't see any pressure coming his way from a defender all game. I saw him pancake a guy at one point. Man, he was driving. He was moving people around, man, with ease, man. And that's exactly what I saw from him in college. And he showed that today. that he could move around defensive linemen with ease at times, you know? So, man, loved it, man. I love what I saw from today from Osiris.
Me too. And that was with the second team. You know, he still held his own. I don't know if you noticed this, but when we went to the second team, we had Denmark at left tackle, Van Denmark, who I didn't see Questenberry at all today. I don't know if you did or not, but I didn't notice him at all. So it was Denmark, it was Edwards, it was Bates, it was Torrance, and then it was Shell. And I thought the second team offensive line looked really good. There wasn't
Sheldon didn't do bad either for as bad of a campus he's had. And I told you, remember we got guys, we talked about this yesterday. Certain guys shine a little bit more. The light goes on. You know, they play with a little bit more energy when they're going against a different opponent other than themselves. And players, you know, they tend to look a little better during when the lights kick on. So Brandon Shell today, I think, you know, showed us that he could be a good rotational right tackle. So I mean, at least what I saw. Now we'll see next week. You know, like let's see if he keeps it going. But yeah, I thought he looked good.
Yeah, no, I did. And then so we'll keep moving through. I thought Van Denmark actually played pretty well at left tackle. Didn't see much behind him. Edwards was pretty solid. When we went to our third team, that's when I started seeing some of the breakdowns. Bad today.
Yeah, Bucker. Then that's my guy on the bubble, by the way, Bacher. He did not look good. I thought it was a little confusion going on. Like I thought a lot of breakdowns from both sides of the line. You know what I mean? Like it would just seem to be collapsing at times. It wasn't looking good. And then, by the way, poor guy Tommy Doyle. Like,
oh God, Tommy Doyle.
Guy can't catch a break.
Yeah. You know, and Daniel Garza is like, he was concerned when he got nicked up, but he was able to stand on the sidelines at the end and watch, so it doesn't look like it's major.
We actually stayed in the game for a couple plays.
To finish the series.
Finish series. But
we know how tough he is. He did that on a torn ACL.
I know. It's like, and I think they kept saying, the announcers, like, I forget who kept asking him, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And he kept saying, "Hey, I'm good. Just moving on."
Okay, so Questenberry played one series. He was in on that first drive with Shell, and then
I didn't even notice
Van Denmark. I didn't notice
that was
him
quick.
At all.
Yeah, I didn't either. I must have missed it. Well, thank you, Trek.
Yeah,
I did not.
I appreciate that. You know, people were really down on the tackles. And now here's the thing: the tackles were playing against second and third team guys, so I'm not going to take too much stock into what they did today. But it wasn't the train wreck that I had been hearing.
Right.
And watching our second team D line eat up the first, minus Quentin Nelson, eat up that starting Indies line was awesome to see. I understand why our backups were struggling with that D line. That D line was nasty.
Yeah. No, I agree. The D line, very good. By the way, Spencer Brown.
I can't figure out how to get rid of that bot. Just so you know, I can't figure out how to get rid of the bot.
Yeah, you got to go. Oh, the best, whatever. You just got to. I got it.
Okay.
By the way, guys, if you guys are watching in there, you could just hit. There's a thing where you just click the dots on the side. You can click report, and it'll just hide them. But I got it. Don't worry about it.
I think it was his right knee. I think it was the same knee that he hurt. Daniel, I think that was the same one. That's what made me cringe when I saw him get rolled up on that knee. I was like, oh no, because I think it was his right ACL that he tore last year. Zane Anderson, yeah, we'll get to the safeties, but Zane Anderson looked solid today. So we looked at the offensive line. Overall, I thought the offensive line had a good day. Bacher struggled. Mance is not very good. I'm just not a fan.
I do not like Mance.
I liked Alec Anderson a whole lot better. I thought Alec Anderson looked good at center.
Yeah, man. Mance is so shaky, bro. He's so shaky. Did we talk about Spencer Brown at all? I know I brung it up.
We just said that he looked solid in the little bit, the 6 snaps that he played.
Man, we are getting hit with this NFL spam thing. It's because we're an NFL. We're obviously we're a Bills channel, so they're just slamming us. But I'll keep removing them as they come in. Okay. Nothing I can do, guys.
And then we'll work with get Daniel set up as a mod so he can take care of that for us.
Yeah, I'll handle that after. I'll handle that after when we get off.
Yep. So Spencer Brown looked okay in the 6 snaps. There wasn't a ton to watch for him today.
No, there wasn't. But I didn't see anything. Once again, I didn't see anything. Anybody beat him. I thought he looked athletic as far as getting out on run blocking goes. Yeah, like I said, I thought that offensive line, that first series was very good, man. They work very good together.
Really,
and
the
that's
first
with no
two
Mitch
series.
Morse.
Yeah,
Yeah, the first 2 series, yeah. And that's no Mitch Morse. So
no, Mitch Morse was out there.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm sorry. You're right. Mitch Morse was out there. I apologize. No, so Mitch Morse played early, but then even when Bates came in, I thought they still kind of moved the ball well.
Because when Bates came in, you saw Dawkins and Brown leave and McGovern leave, and I thought Edwards stepped right in, played really well.
Edwards did do good. Edwards played well.
Shell held his own. Torrance had a fantastic day. If anyone was worried about him, I think he checked every box that they need to see today.
Right. Now, and they kept him in there. They kept him in there a while too.
First half. He played the entire first half. So it's one of those things. Oh, you can make it a subscribers only chat. I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, but but then I don't want to mess up anybody.
Alex Anderson. Yeah, Alex
That's
Anderson
okay, guys.
played tackle. Can play guard. He's Alex Anderson is very much a Ryan Bates clone, and Steve Taxter talked about it on the broadcast. A guy who started at tackle and has the smarts and the ability to play center, and he looked really good at center. I like the idea of keeping Alex Anderson around as a guy who can play any of those positions. Especially with Bacher looking. I mean, he just did not look good today at all, bud.
No, he didn't, man. He looked like a guy who hasn't played football in a little bit, Definitely, and that could be rust. It could just be him trying to get back in the flow of things. You know what I mean?
He did miss all of last year.
Right, so it's not like he's been active. You know what I mean? So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for this game, but next 2 games, he needs to show something if he wants to make this team. I mean, it's just plain and simple. And I think he's definitely a guy that's on the bubble.
And I think Josh plays next game too. So I think
100%. He
plays next game. You'll see him probably for a series or 2, and then you'll see the backups come in. So let's move to receivers and tight ends. Tight ends, I thought Morris had an up and down day. Knox and Kincaid really didn't do anything. They blocked. Good job. You did a good job on your blocking today. Morris had a really bad third down drop. He also had he missed a block.
Are we getting receivers here?
I'm talking about tight ends, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So either way.
So Quentin Morris, he had that really bad drop on third down that we talked about.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it wasn't the easiest catch to make, but it was definitely catchable. Right. Definitely catchable in a key moment too. You catch that, you're in field goal range, right? He doesn't. And then we have to punt the ball. You know what I mean? So I got to say, too, today, total drops were a problem. And we have to clean that up. And I get it's the first game of preseason. It's going to happen. But even Khalil Shakir, who actually started off, was making some great catches early on, dropped a key pass.
And it was the easy one. He made the 2 hard ones.
I mean, right.
He dropped the easy one.
And he did that last season. I remember a game where Josh put it right on him.
The long one. The long one.
No, another one where he was that one too. But there was another one in the regular season. I forget the play, but he was wide. Same thing. It just ran in and out of his hand. So odd, you know what I mean? But I'm sure he's tough on himself. I'm sure he'll clean that up. But can't have that. And Shavers, he was so spotty today.
Mm-hmm.
He made some good catches, and he also made some terrible drops. One that led to a touchdown. Yeah, that bounced right off his hands and into the defender's hand for a touchdown. Can't have that. Cannot have that.
Yeah, and Shakir did it all the way through training camp. The up and down play, make some fantastic catches, and he'll drop an easy one. And it's just, it's one of those things. I thought Andy Isabella was really good offensively today.
Mm-hmm.
Man, in the slot, he played fantastic. He had some great run after the catch.
Yep.
Keyshawn Johnson was
he
good.
shined. I thought he shined a little bit. Yeah.
Desmond Patman looked good. None of these guys are going to make our roster.
Yeah, Patman looked good. I thought Patman did good too at the end. I I could see Shavers making the practice squad for sure.
I see Isabella and Shavers as practice squad guys.
Isabella, yep, definitely Isabella as well, and he could be always a guy they call up in case Hardy gets hurt on returns. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean. Hardy, another guy that didn't get much opportunity with the offense too. Hardy, I didn't see Hardy get a lot of opportunities. He was in there, but he once again didn't really get the ball thrown his way, and he was out of there pretty quick as far as offensively goes.
Yeah, like he was there for the 2 drives and then he was gone.
Right.
He was considered one of those starters. Just out. Same with Sherfield. He had the one pass thrown to him that was just a tunnel vision pass. Didn't stand a chance of catching it.
He did. Yeah, I think there was one he could have maybe made. He didn't. But I will say this. On the run, the touchdown by James Cook, he made an excellent block to kind of give him that outside edge. Yeah, exactly. And that's good to see from the receivers because one knock that I had last year with the receiving group was the blocking was terrible. I thought they just kind of stood around. You know what I mean? And it's good to see that the receivers are starting to finally – say, hey, you got to get out there and you got to put your hands on some people. You know what I mean? Like you can't just stand around. Let that happen.
Yeah.
How'd you think that? By the way, real quick, how did you think the special teams did today?
I thought the special teams was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was anything crazy, but yeah.
No, but if you listen to Steve Tasker at the end, we had a lot of offensive guys playing special teams.
We did. Yeah, especially towards the end. Yeah.
So it was okay. I thought Jordan Mims was better than Evans running the ball, but Evans did have the nice return at the end.
Right.
Love Sherfield's blocking. Can he play right tackle? That's funny. That's funny.
I told you Brown would look decent today.
Yeah,
he had a pretty good game.
And against their starting defense, like their starting defense played like through the entire first quarter. Shaq Leonard was out there through the entire first quarter. So even when our starting offensive line left, our backups held their own against that defense. It was nice to see.
Yep.
Yeah, nothing special. I thought it was cool that Bass hit the 40-yarder in the wins, but then he missed
it was good.
AT at the end, which pissed Tommy off.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate like extra points missed like that. But get it out of your system now because he doesn't miss much. I think last year he finally missed one after like so many attempts, right? He was like, so I'm not too concerned.
How about Osiris? We talked about Osiris, Mike. Osiris had a fantastic day. Any concerns people had over the last few days about Osiris getting beat up by Daquan Jones? It was very much they checked the box today. He played with the ones and the twos and did not look overmatched at all by anybody. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it'll be telling next week when Josh plays a series or two, if he's at right guard, when Josh, is under center, because if he is, maybe they are leaning towards Torrance in week 1 if that's the case, and if he holds his own with Josh in there, that's the most important thing, then I don't see why he wouldn't be your starting right guard week 1. But we'll see. But that will be interesting to see what they do next week. I'm very interested to see how that works.
Special teams unit coverage was great. Just the return unit was the coverage unit was really good. And Triggs, I'm with you. You don't take too much into the preseason. Nope. I think what you look at for the young guys like Torrance, for Shavers, for Kincaid, was the moment too much for them, and it wasn't, which was nice.
Yeah, I thought the young guys, even Dorian Williams, which we'll get to the defense in a minute. I thought Dorian Williams looked good today. I thought that dude was laying, man, that dude could hit, man, laying the stick.
Yeah,
man.
Dorian looked real good.
That dude was all over the field. I thought Spector looked pretty good. The opportunities he had, I thought he was all over the field today as well.
I thought
by the way, yeah, and real quick shout out to DeMar Hamlin. We haven't even brought him up yet because we're going to talk about defense. But DeMar today on special teams, safety, like dude was all over. He was not. He was ready to roll, man, and it was awesome to see, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Back. Yeah, no backtrack to saying he had a bad day. Yeah, you got to take what you see as a grain of salt, especially if they're playing with the second and third teams. The good thing is we saw him play with the first team against the first team NDD, which Indy has a good D. So it was nice to see that he was able to hold his own. Now now he has to put back-to-back performances together. Great first performance. Can he do it consistently? So that's what we'll be looking at. Murray did look at so let's talk about the defensive line.
Let's do it.
Oliver jumped early. Oliver and Settle together. Not a huge fan of that combo. I want to see Oliver and Puna. I want to see Oliver and Daquan. I don't want to see Oliver and Settle at all. Like that's not a
I agree.
Well, the
good news,
the run lanes.
Yeah, the good news is Daquan is not hurt or anything. He just didn't play. So when Daquan's in there, it's different. We know this. We know this because you saw the Bengals game, right? It was a mess. So, but I agree though. I much prefer Puna over Settle. But like I said, I thought Settle, in the second, I think it was second quarter or late first quarter, I thought he started to come into his own. He started getting to the quarterback. Getting pressure to the quarterback. Like that's the Settle that I saw in Washington. That's the Settle that we need here if he's going to make this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Daquan had a vet rest day on game day.
I know, right? Yeah,
he had the Josh Allen treatment. Just go sit down, put on a hat, buddy. We don't need you in the preseason. We know what you are, which is fine. For the rest of the D line, I thought the second unit was really good. I thought Groot was solid. He made the he had the one offsides call,
which was iffy. I'm not sure on that one.
Tackle that he probably should have
had.
He did.
Yeah, on the quarterback, Richardson, right? That was on. So I know Richardson's a big guy, but Rousseau's a big guy, right? So there's really not an excuse there. Like I could see if that was like Dane Jackson or a linebacker. You know what I mean? Even Milano, because Richardson, big guy, he could maybe get off, break that tackle, but. Rousseau is a big cat, man. He should have made that tackle,
Yeah. I'm not sure what Red, White, and Bills is saying in the thing. So
what are you talking about?
I don't know. He says that 5 before the end of the show, before the show ends. I'm not exactly sure what he's talking about.
I don't know either.
So no, I'm just checking out. On the other side, we had Epinesa and Floyd changed in and out.
Oh yeah, we're one away.
Oh, 5K subs. Got it. Thank you, buddy.
We're one person short.
One person short for 5K.
Yeah.
I thought like there was nothing too spectacular about the defensive ends with the first team. They I thought they were okay.
Yeah. Nothing to write home about. Once again, I think this was but I will say this, and we talked about this earlier. It was going to be a vanilla offense and defense. You're not going to see a lot like I thought this is just a preseason is what it is, man. It's about evaluating players and it's for players to earn a spot on the 53 and players to position battle. So like for instance, for as much as we were talking about Dane Jackson, I thought the interception helped his calls today. Even though it was right to him.
And he was just right place, right time, and he made the play. Listen.
But he did make the play. He didn't drop off his hand, right?
So. I thought Saran Neal played really well in the slot.
I did too. He was aggressive, boy. He was always aggressive.
Listen, for as vanilla as this defense was, it was still more aggressive than we saw from any point last year with our defenses.
I agree. 100% I agree. You could tell. It was a different type of defense in there. But by the way, speaking of DBs and all that, what is this? The Tommy and Mike second.
That's great. That's a good one.
I will say on Kyer real quick, man, dude, like I know it was an iffy call on the holding, but either way, he did. I mean, technically, he did. He had the hands, man. He's very handsy, and that's what the thing was dating back to last year. And I told you last year they had him wear like boxing gloves in 2022 as a rookie because he was so handsy, and they're trying to like prevent him from doing that. And I think that's why Diggs and Dorsey got it up in his not face, but I know Diggs did. But,
confronted him.
Confronted him, be like, hey, you got it, like. I don't mind the physicality part. It's like, but one, no pads, but the handsy stuff, holding, I think they're just trying to help him in a way as well. And look, you saw today, it hurt him. And sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the physicality helps him, but he has to get better at that because he's not going to win the job getting penalties like that. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. So, yeah.
I didn't, I thought it was a ticky-tack penalty call on him.
I did too. I agree, but it's,
it is what it is. I still thought he played better than Benford played today.
Yeah, Benford was kind of quiet today. I thought
he missed a tackle or two.
Yeah.
I thought.
He wasn't bad. I didn't think he was terrible. He's just kind of quiet
and
for me.
Invisible. That's not a good thing.
Yeah, no, not a good thing. But
because Elam came up not only from that point, but he did make some solid coverage things, and he came up and made a few really nice tackles. And in the run game, which is what you want to see.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, you're gonna have those type of calls, pass interference calls.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It is what it is.
And actually, he had a call go for him.
Yeah.
Later in the drive, that was.
Well, they pushed him.
Yeah, exactly. Pushed off, the receiver pushed off. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And maybe he learned, because usually if they pushed off, he would have reached out and grabbed him so he didn't get pushed off.
Right.
And he did this time, and they let him shove off, and they called the pass interference on him.
Right.
Which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
No, Bean's not going to trade Elam. Elam's still part of the future.
No, way too early.
Way too early for that. Way too early for that. Dane is solid. Dane's a solid corner. You can win with Dane. I would just want the higher ceiling guy out there. And I think Benford and Elam both are more athletic and have a higher ceiling. But you know what?
Yeah,
Dane played good today. So,
He did. You can't hate it.
Little bit of reps that he got, thought he played well.
Yeah.
So it's hard to pull a guy who is solid off the field.
I'll tell you another guy that was for me today. Dotson.
I thought Dotson struggled today.
I thought that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know if he struggled, but he was okay. I mean, maybe, I guess maybe you're right. Maybe a little struggle, but he just didn't. I thought his tackling was a little poor today. I thought pass coverage wasn't the greatest either. He was okay, man. I wish Bernard wasn't hurt. I wish I could have saw Bernard today. Get some reps in there to see what he could do. But middle linebacker, if there's one spot, man, after seeing today, at least after week 1, a little shaky. I gotta be honest.
Scott calls it right. He was out of position many times. He missed a couple open field tackles. He just he wasn't good today.
I thought he was shaky. Yeah.
And it's what McDermott has talked about is no one stepping up. And I want to hit on this one real quick because it kind of takes us backwards. But
yeah.
Ben comes and says, I think Barkley earned QB2. Remember, Barkley played against the third team.
Yeah, it's way
Allen,
too early.
Allen played against the first and second team.
Exactly.
So you can't make it just off of that.
And that's why I said, a spin, I want to see Barkley next week get the opportunity before Kyle behind Allen, right, to see what he could do. Because, trust me, Barkley, I've seen some very bad Barkley moments. Okay.
Yes.
And so, don't jump the gun. Right. Don't jump the gun because he looked good against the 3s and 4s. He's supposed to. He's a veteran. He's been, not only that, he has a leg up, let's be real, over Kyle Allen. He's been here long enough. He knows the offense.
He's been
that's what I mean. Right. Years. So, he, and he's a veteran. He's even longer. He's been in the NFL a long ass time. So we'll see. But I will say, I wasn't like Kyle Allen. I am a little nervous with him if he is our backup going in. But I do want to see what Barkley does next week.
I'll tell you, Allen wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. But it doesn't say he was good. He wasn't good. He was me today.
Yeah. I know.
He had some good moments. He had some really bad moments.
I feel like he gets a little, in the pocket, he gets a little flustered.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He gets happy feet.
Right. Yes.
His
arm's okay though. I will say his arm's not bad. He has a decent arm. He threw some pass in there. I was like, okay. The one to Shakir which it was a little high, but it was still a good pass. I thought that was he
one
got it in there.
Dropped was a nice solid pass.
Oh,
the one on the sideline, on the sideline that he reached out and snagged
that was
one.
Yes, that was a very good pass.
You had to have the arm strength to get that in
to get it there. Yeah, 100%. So
the one to Sternberger that he fit in between three guys, I thought was nice. That he ended up fumbling. That was a good one.
Sternberger, you won't make the team like that, bud.
Nope.
Come on, man.
So, anyways, let's get back to the defense. So, I thought Spector played really well. I thought Trayvon Howard, who had a couple big hits.
Oh, dude, the one on the 2-point conversion to the tight end. Boy, he drilled.
That was textbook.
He drilled him, man.
Guy's legs.
Bro, he got on him quick too because if he was a tad bit late on that, he gets in.
Yep. It was a textbook how you practice it.
Yeah, textbook tackle.
It was textbook tackle. The guy catches it, turns and gets smashed. Can't get the ball over. It's what you want.
He had nowhere to go. Yeah. Nowhere to go. So, he was.
Ben, I said that too. I thought he just got crunched between two guys, but you
can't drop it. Can't put the ball on the ground though. It don't matter.
You still gotta tuck it away. It was a bang thing. So, it's the first. As Jessica says, it's the first preseason game.
100%.
We're just going through. What
we're not exactly. Listen, nobody. This whole you guys know how preseason works, so no one is overstressing. And I know Mikey's not, and I'm not, because our text session today. Text session, by the way, was very calm. even when bad things happen, it was
we're
going bad.
It's week one. It's something McDermott. Right. There was a lot of positives that McDermott, but he was mad about. But we were still doing well enough that's like his favorite part. We do good things, but we do enough bad things that he has something to bitch about. That's McDermott's favorite thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I will say, him now being a DC, you could kind of see because I don't know if he would have. I don't know if he would have said that last year. Like, even if we played like that, I don't recall him ever kind of being so you know what I mean, outgoing like that, as sort of saying, yeah, not good. You know what I mean? Because I don't think he wanted to throw Frazier under the bus like that. You know what I mean? You let your DC talk about that, right? And I think now that he's DC. Right, he's really looking at his defense, you know what I mean. So he's gonna say it how he feels, man. So good for him.
Yeah, Scott says Doyle's fine. China, he got rolled up. It's bad.
No, it's a free bad bro. I don't think it's bad. I think he's just bad. He's a cloud hanging over him, man.
Yeah. Love Nickel City. Nickel City comes in and says, good to see you guys. Bills played better than my kid's soccer team. Liked what I saw today. Yeah. Overall, can't really ask for a better outing for a preseason game. Yeah, as long as nobody majorly got hurt and got out healthy, I thought they did fine. I want to talk a little bit about Dorian Williams.
True. Williams. Dale got hurt real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. So I don't know what happened. I know he got x-rayed, and he actually looked good.
In ribs contusion.
Yeah, not good. I know the guy fell on him. It was I think one of our players. And but from the little I saw, I thought he looked pretty good. Yeah. And then that happens. But this is what, guys, it's unfortunate, but that's what happens in preseason sometimes. Guys get banged up, guys get hurt. You just hope it's not guys that you're relying on when the season starts. And Dale had a long way to go to make this team. Anyways, I'm not saying it's good, bad, good that he got hurt, but hopefully he's okay and he can bounce back. It's nothing but a bruise or something, bruised ribs. You know what I mean? Because I could see the guy making a practice squad potentially if he keeps it up. But if he's, we'll see what happens. And that kind of probably messes him up a little bit there.
Yeah, we'll see.
But, depending on the injury, I have no idea. I'm just throwing that out.
He can still make the practice squad. I think he's a young player.
He could.
We always keep one or two of those defensive linemen in our practice squad anyways to call up for the future. So but I want to talk about Dorian Williams. Because I thought Dorian Williams actually played really, really well today. Came in, made a great goal line stop, was bringing the hit stick today. Man, he closes quick, plays fast. Someone in here recently said, and I don't know where it was at, said, Chuckles comes in and says, I think we can see Milano Williams on the field together for 25% of this or higher this season. I think by mid-season, once they get a good feel, once he understands the playbook, I have a feeling Dorian Williams is going to be forcing his way onto the field this year. That guy closes quick.
I agree. I agree with you. He closes quick and he makes the tackle. Yeah. Most importantly. And he, you know what I mean? Like that's the most important thing.
He was in the right position. Even when he was in coverage and they made the catch, he was right there and tackled him. It wasn't for the lack of being beaten coverage. It
right.
Was just,
yeah. No, I absolutely like what I saw from Dorian Williams today.
Kingsley did play. He just didn't pop. Shane Ray popped today. Boogie Basham popped today.
Yes, which is good for him. But once again, he could be showcasing.
Yep,
we'll see.
I think Settle and Boogie, because Boogie was playing with the first team too. I think Settle and Boogie were both.
That
being
is
showcased
weird.
today.
You know what? I didn't even think about that, Mikey, because that was odd. And you said it to me. I kind of like floated over me, but you may be right on the Settle thing.
Someone up top mentioned that Boogie was being showcased or Settle was being showcased. I think Boogie could have been showcased.
I think both.
Boogie played through like the first 3 quarters. He got a lot of run today.
He did. You are right there. And AJ barely saw I don't think AJ was on there for a little bit.
AJ and Floyd both played very, very little today.
Yeah. Very, very. Yep.
I think Rousseau played more snaps than AJ and Floyd. I really
think so too. Yeah. You might be right there.
Y'all wouldn't want me in a text group. It'd be like Dad and Wolf of Wall Street. It says talking Bugs over Settle. I thought Boogie played well when he reduced inside. I thought he looked good when he reduced inside. He's not going to reduce inside to play a one tech like Settle started.
Yeah.
I thought they were both wreaked about as same amount of havoc when they both played the 3 tech.
Yeah. I thought Puna Ford looked good too, by the way. So
Puna looked great.
Minimal.
Puna
he didn't have a lot of snaps.
Puna is a beast.
He is. He definitely. And by the way, there's one guy we're not even bringing up because he didn't play today, which I knew he wasn't. Jordan Phillips. Wait till Jordan Phillips gets right, gets healthy. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, this defensive line's looking sharp, man. But Settle, like I said, man, started off a little slow, but I like what I saw from Settle towards the second quarter, though. I do, man. But Puna Ford, him being on the field, you saw the energy, you saw him getting to the quarterback, you saw him making plays, you saw him stuffing the run. Like, that's what I saw in Seattle with him there. So,
yes, Ben, he's saying to keep Boogie over Settle. I don't think you keep either one of them.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think Boogie has a higher trade value than Settle would, personally. And I think that's why if they had to trade one, I think it would be Boogie because you can get more for him than you can get for Settle. But we'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's transition to our secondary. We saw the return of the All-Pros. We saw White, Hoyer, and Hyde today, which was awesome.
Yep.
Hyde looked really good, making some tackles. Didn't see much out of Hoyer. People kind of stayed away from him.
They stayed
away from Hoyer. But Hyde was flying all over the place, making hits.
He was. Yep. I think he came down for. I think even they had Hyde in for a blitz package.
Yep.
Actually, at one point. So.
Yep.
And loved it because, man, getting after the quarterback, causing pressure, you saw what happens, man.
It was an incomplete pass.
Never good. Yeah, never good. So loved that they did that. But yeah, Hyde looked ready to roll, man. Love it. That neck thing's behind him now. He looks good, man. So
it was nice to see those three back together. It's the first time they've been back together since November of 2021, Thanksgiving in 2021.
I know. Wild, right? Wow.
Right. And then Dane was the one who made the play.
Dane's the one that made the play. Yeah.
When you have those three back there, you can have a Dane Jackson. Last year, people were down on Dane because he was the CB1. Really?
That's true. Yeah, he was. Of course, he 100% he was. Right. Trey. Yeah. He took that role on.
So, I think we are a little bit hard on Dane at times. I do. He played, great play because the dude hums the ball and it's just like he passed the guy off and the ball hit him in the chest and he caught it. That's more than we can say for a lot of other guys. So
exactly.
Then we talked about Kyer and Benford. Damar Hamlin came back.
Yeah,
flying
man.
around, smacking people.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Loved
like
it.
he didn't miss a like yeah, he was out there not holding anything back, right? Didn't seem afraid at all to make a tackle. He was on special teams, right? And those are usually the most scariest, right? They say on special teams when injuries happen the most. And he was flying all over. So yeah, it was awesome to see DeMar out there, and I'm sure for all the players too. After the game, I'm sure they all gave him a big hug after and said, "All right, man. Yeah, you're back, man. DeMar's back." So that's awesome. That's really awesome.
We were talking last night about if we think that they would, cut him because we weren't sure what we were going to see. But I thought he played fantastic. I really believe that he's going to be safety 4.
I do too. Yeah, after seeing what I saw today, but now.
And I'll tell you, Cam Lewis missing time is not good for him right now.
No, that'll hurt him. That 100% hurt him, man.
And mainly because he was going to be there because of special teams, and our coverage of special teams unit looked really good today.
No, they did really good, and I kind of felt like we were purposely kicking the ball a little short today.
Yep.
Testing our special teams out, and and I don't remember. I don't think they got past the 20. Like, I could be wrong.
I think they had one
decent return, maybe.
Yeah, and
right?
McKenzie brought it out, and then there was the next guy who brought it out who had a decent return.
Okay, but for the most part, they held him. Yeah. They held him before the 20. I know. Well, to open up, McKenzie made that mistake running it out, and we wound up tackling him at the 15 plus. I think they had a holding penalty on.
Yep.
Right? So, yeah, that was a great start.
Nickel City Mafia came in with the super chat. We appreciate the super chat.
Thank you, brother.
Love the show, guys. I'll catch the rest of the show on replay. Gotta go. Got more soccer. Good luck, brother.
Good luck, brother.
Rick Rarick in the house. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what up, man?
So when we were looking at it, so we saw the return of Hamlin, which was awesome.
Yep.
We talked about our starters. Let's go a little bit deeper. Taylor Rapp, he was out there flying around. Didn't have a whole lot. I thought he was in good position when I saw him. No major breakdowns. I have a feeling he's gonna be a big part of our defense.
I do too.
Was really impressed with Zane today. Zane Anderson. He was smacking people.
Yeah. No, he was, man. Listen, I thought a lot of the guys on the deep part of the roster
played well,
stepped up today. I do. I think a lot of guys showcased, their talent to try to make this roster or at least the practice squad. So it's good to see that, man. It really is, man. Yeah, a lot of these guys could be like, oh, they're just playing sloppy. They know they're not going to make the team. So, but no, man, they all had something to play for. They all hustle, man, and a lot of people stepped up today. There's very few guys that I was disappointed in today. Put it that way.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Rick,
yeah,
the defensive penalties. McDermott's gonna, today was the perfect storm for McDermott. We won the game. A lot of guys played really well, but he still has something to coach them up on.
Right.
It's all fixable stuff.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
That stuff you go back and watch the film, man. That's it.
Tavon was smacking today. Dorian Williams was smacking today.
Yeah,
Spector was smacking today. Like some of our linebackers were hitting hard. Zane came down was smacking today. Like we could tell we were happy to hit someone other than our own team today because we did have guys, laying the wood, which is nice. We didn't talk about Shaq in the DN room. I seen him being out of position a couple times, and that's all I saw from him.
I didn't see much today. I can't even comment because I don't recall. I don't know why I don't remember seeing him out there.
He got beat outside twice. He didn't set the edge like he was supposed to, and that's actually one of the best things about him is he sets the edge. So, we'll see how that plays out. Any other major people that we missed on? Because I think that covers all the position groups.
Trying to think while I'm kicking out a bot. All right, I did that.
That worked.
So annoying, man. All right, all NFL games, blah blah. Don't click the link, guys, in the chat.
Right.
No, I think that's so. I would like to talk about obviously, like what our coordinators did today, but it's all vanilla. Like I'm not going to judge Ken Dorsey on or Sean like. Now, mind you, what Mikey said, I thought the defense did look a little bit more aggressive than normal, than what we saw from Frazier, so that's a good. But I thought Ken Dorsey, what I did like about him early on, like in this game, I thought he did a good game plan for kind of a generic. I thought he showcased the run game early on. I thought he showcased, how the offensive line, would hold up in the run game for run blocking. So I thought he did. I thought he called a good game, for a preseason game. He didn't once again, it's not going to show you anything. It's very, very vanilla. But yeah, I mean, I thought overall the coaching did fine.
I loved the run game. I liked how they did the mixture of the players and the packages.
Right.
Loved our goal line defense and our short down defense.
Yeah,
that was a problem last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't today. I mean, outside of the PI that gave them extra things and then they scored at the end of the half.
Yeah.
I thought they played really well, in those short yardage spots. I loved our short yardage run game.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see us getting blown up until later in the game. That's when we started seeing guys getting pushed. Like Devin Singletary used to, with the first team often, used to take the snap and have to make a guy miss in order to get to the hole. Today there was holes that guys were running through and then getting hit 2 or 3 yards down the field. Big difference.
Right. By the way, real quick, speaking of Devin Singletary, did you see the run he did the other day? Yesterday on the Patriots.
Which one?
Oh, guys in the chat, if you saw it. So it was a handoff, and of course the line got blown up. Typical, like us. He
sidestepped him, and then
two guys, and they look so stupid. And I'm like, that's Devin Singletary. That's what he brings. He wasn't the greatest running back, but he's a solid running back. But I'm like, oh my god, like everyone's like, oh, look. I'm like, I know, he did this in Buffalo.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. Jason says, what 2 positions are the top 2 issues? Middle linebacker.
Oh, 100% middle linebacker.
Backup quarterback.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Because everyone else, just like how camp's been going, I got to be honest with you, how camp's been going, except for right tackle. I thought right tackle today did better when they were showcasing in camp. But the problems in camp that we had showcased today, which was middle linebacker, which it's been a tight race for a reason between Dotson and Bernard, right? And backup quarterback. And I thought maybe Kyle Allen played a little bit better. And he did, by the way. Kyle Allen played his best training camp. He had his best training camp, the last one on Thursday. He looked the best he did since the whole camp. So, but man, middle linebacker and backup quarterback.
Yeah, Rick, remember, Kyle played against the first and second teams. Barkley played against the third and fourth teams.
Yeah,
Barkley looked better today. Doesn't mean he'd be better than what Kyle did with the first and second teams. Just remember that when you're looking at this. Beth comes in and said Jamarcus Ingram had a spectacular stop on 4th down. He did.
He did.
Lot of pressure. Loved that. Alex Austin. You're right. He probably looked a little up and down today.
He's trying to make the team. Yeah.
Did you hear what they said about Alex Austin? His NIL money that he got, he used it to he created a scholarship for high school seniors rather than going out and buying a car.
Oh wow, good for him.
He created a scholarship,
good dude.
Right?
Yeah, good dude. That'll come back to him.
Yeah, Steve Tasker said he's a better person than me.
Right. Tasker. Man.
Middle linebacker CB2 has me concerned now. No one stepped up to any degree. See, I disagree. CB2, I think all 3 of them could start. I think Dane Jackson with the interception, he didn't play a ton today, but I think he's probably leading in the house. But middle linebacker, I'm concerned because nobody has been good. CB2, we have 3 guys who could start at CB2. That's a big difference. Yeah,
now mind you, they didn't throw a lot early on. There wasn't a lot of passing going on today, which is normal in preseason. But no, I thought CB2 did. I thought Dane and I thought Kyer, except for the holding, which was like ticky-tacky, but it is what it is. But I thought he played okay today. I don't think he played great, but I thought he played okay. I thought Dane with the interception, you got to always say that's good. It's a turnover, right? So Benford, Benford was a little shaky today, but once again, it's preseason week 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a little rust. There's going to be a little, guys that are just not getting it yet right away because it's week 1, and they'll bounce back week 2, and that's why you got 3 preseason games to get all that crap behind. Look, Tyler Bass missed the extra point. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. So you're not going to say Tyler Bass sucks now. He missed there.
Yeah.
Got to get it out of the way, correct it, whatever you got to do, and move forward.
And Spen, I don't disagree with this. Spen then says that I'd put money on Barkley ran with the ones he would have looked better today. I don't disagree with that. Barkley also has 4 years in the system.
Exactly.
Just knows it better. Allen's still learning the system, and Allen is more talented than Barkley.
They're 2 different types of quarterbacks, as well.
But you can see it. He has more talent than Barkley has.
He does.
It's just a matter of understanding.
And he's
Barkley has it more in the head right now than Allen does. He understands the system.
He's also more mobile than Barkley.
Yep.
And Barkley cannot, Barkley is a pocket passer, man. Like, he cannot get out of harm's way.
I love that. Yeah, the wide receiver depth. Like me and Tommy were afraid at the beginning of at the end of
that was one of my question marks. Yeah.
But man, watching these guys, no.
Yeah.
And we just keep signing veteran guys that could come in and play. I don't want to be Brandon Beane having to make cuts on this team because it's gonna we're gonna see some guys get picked up on other teams from who we cut.
Yeah, 100%. And we got some tall receivers, boy, this season. I think the tallest we've had. There's a lot of 6'4" dudes on our team. And I was always saying before this season, why do we have such short guys? Gabe Davis is the only guy 6'2". Other than that's all 6 foot, 5'10", 5. And by the way, real quick, Hardy, golly, finally seeing him in a game. Boy, he's so
short.
Bro, when he went out, did you see him in the huddle? When they're all huddling? Oh my God, he looked like a little kid out there, dude. Especially, you got to remember, Spencer Brown, I think, was next to him at one point.
6'9".
He looked he looked like a little boy out there, dude. He was so short.
Yeah, it's crazy. I thought Richardson looked good. I
didn't think he looked great, but once again, he's a rookie. He's gonna go through. It's gonna happen. You're right. You got to learn from all this. You got to go back and the one throw that he made that was intercepted by Dane. It was just high. He was trying
off his back foot. It was a total Josh Allen 2018.
100%. That is a Josh Allen 2018 throw. He reminds me a lot like he is a big quarterback with a big arm. You could see it. A guy that's mobile, who's not afraid to who could shed off a tackle by Grusso, a guy that big. You know what I mean? So if he gets if he can get this things down like Allen does, he's going to be a problem in the NFL. You know what I mean? If he can go on the same kind of how Allen did and get better, work in the offseason, work at your craft. That's a good pickup by them. 100%. He could be a problem in the NFL.
Yeah, no, I do agree. Did Shorter play at all? Yeah, Shorter played, but he played very short amount of times. I think he only played 8 to 10 snaps.
Mm-hmm.
And then he didn't play with the rest of the backups, which is kind of telling.
It is.
That he's higher up on the depth chart as he didn't have to play with the Shavers and the Pattons and the Ottmans and the Isabellas and those. Maybe they have a role for him in mind because he played in the first quarter and then you didn't see him again.
Yeah, that was weird, and he played early on. So, I think Shorter might be making the squad, man.
Yeah. Spin, you're 100% right on this. The game felt like it was a focus on all the players that weren't going to have no shot at the roster. They were showcasing a bunch of guys. Say, okay, guys, who do you want to come get? We're open for business. Liked what I saw overall for good first preseason game. I'm excited to see what Josh does next week with I don't know, where are we next week? Do you know?
We are on the road. And we play. Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
We're at Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. At 3:30.
So yeah, so just a heads up. No, 6:30 it says on my end.
Oh,
but,
I'm West Coast. So it's
okay. So it's 6:30 Eastern time. We play Saturday, and then we finish it off at the Bears at 1 p.m.
Yep.
That's the rest of the preseason schedule.
So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I want to see Torrance continue to work his way up, because if we can have him as the starting right guard, I think that solidifies our right side of our line. And solidifies our line. I think we'll be set up quite well moving forward.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's smart because we're getting the best shot, some draft capital instead of cutting players. Yeah. No, you're 100% right, Spen. I think that's what they're doing. And I think preseason game 3 is going to be all of that. Preseason game 2 is probably going to be, you're going to see more of the shorters and the Davis and Diggs and some of those guys.
Yeah, that's the dress game. That's the normally would be week 4 of preseason when we had 4. I'm sorry, week 3 of preseason when we had 4 preseason games. So this is the dress up game for Allen and Diggs. Yeah. But I think you'll see, just like last year, a series or 2 of the starters. And that's about it. But I think next week is when you see Kincaid more involved. I think you'll see like Justin Shorter possibly a little bit more involved to see what he has with Allen out there, maybe with that, or at least Barkley going to, maybe he'll get a little bit more time on the field to see what he has.
I would love to see what Isabel
I think I would.
With the more with better reps with a higher with Allen and that.
Yeah, because I thought the receiving part of his game was pretty good today. I almost saw him almost like a little Cole Beasley with more speed. I mean, that's what I was getting.
It's that little stutter that he had, then he broke away and separated.
Yeah, and it was nice. Yes, he had that little move, that little juke, and got him. But I thought his hands were good today. Now, mind you, different quarterback. Let's see if he's in with Allen. I'm not sure if they'll throw him in with Allen, but
I would like to see him with Allen because I'd like to see what he can do against better competition.
Exactly. But I mean, I saw that was the part of the game his game I liked. I thought the kick returning though, it was very. It wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed at all. Nothing spectacular out of that. By the way, too, that the Hardy did do a punt return. Excellent punt by the Colts punter. High, deep. I think it was 59-yard. And I thought he played it well in the wind. Not easy.
Shoestring tackle, or he's going up the sidelines.
Yes, and by the way, too, not easy to catch punts in Buffalo.
And he caught it over his head.
So
nice.
Yeah, so I thought that he did that very well. So I want to see more kick returns, punt returns from Hardy to see what we got there. But I already know. Listen, he's an All-Pro before, so he's done this. So I think he should be the guy.
That Isabella play, that little pause and go that Beasley used to do. That was what we wanted at McKenzie last year that we didn't get.
Exactly.
Because then he caught it and he took off upfield for 25 yards, which was awesome.
Right.
So, all right, we can sit here and talk about this game all day long.
It was fun, man. I had a great time, man. By the way, real quick, guys, everyone in the chat. One, I appreciate everybody being here. Spin, Beth, all y'all, man. Jessica, Sean from
Nickel City.
Mike, from Nickel City. So thank you all if I missed you. Sorry. But real quick, next week we'll be on Monday at 9:00. Again, we'll talk about more of this. We'll get probably a little bit more in depth Monday at 9. But then Friday, I have a wedding to go to. So Mikey will be here with Jarek. Same time, Friday Night Lights, 8:30 to preview the Steelers game next week. So you'll see Jarek and Mikey next week.
All right, yeah. We'll see you guys Monday. And go Bills.
Go Bills, man. Bills Mafia, we love you. We're out of here. Peace.
Mm-hmm.